This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On 49ers and Locked On Warriors postcast as well. But today, the Giants continue to struggle in the second half of the MLB season as they fell again today, this time to the New York Mets, and they've now dropped 2 in a row to this Mets squad. Robbie Ray pitched pretty well tonight, only giving up 2 runs in 5.1 innings pitched, but the offense could not deliver a single hit with runners in scoring position, and Robbie Ray kind of started to fall apart there in that 6th inning. Meanwhile, later on in this one, Jung Hoo Lee misses a game-tying home run in the bottom of the 9th by just a couple inches, and Pat Bailey gets robbed in what would have tied the game on a line drive down the first base line. And Jung Hoo Lee's near home run, just to add insult to injury for Giants fans, would have been a home run in every single MLB stadium except for Oracle Park. We'll break it all down, but first I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, always does a great job. And just to get this out of the way off the rip, if I'm a little slow tonight, I apologize. I got hit so hard in the back of the head today, and I am maybe mildly concussed right now. But either way, we got to talk about what's going on with the Giants, man. This team, post All-Star break, seems like it is just in free fall mode, man. I mean, another loss, and your only 2 wins come against a Braves team that has just been absolute dog water all year long. And so you got to beat teams like the Mets and the Blue Jays if you want to be a playoff team. And right now, the Giants aren't really looking like a playoff team. I mean, 2-1 in this one, a lot better than the 8-1 loss that they suffered last night at Oracle Park. They seemed like they actually had a shot to come back in this one. They jumped out to the lead in the 4th inning after they scored their only run of the game in that 4th inning. And Robbie Ray looked to be cruising a little bit. I mean, he was pitching pretty well for the most part. There was some bad mixed in with the good. Like his strikeout to walk ratio was not great. It was 1-1. He only walked 3, or only struck out 3 and walked 3 as well, but only gave up 2 runs, did give up 5 hits. So he puts 8 base runners on in 5 2/3 innings, and that ERA still sits under 3, 2.93 as of the final after this one for Robbie Ray on his ERA. But I visually, when I'm watching him, he doesn't have that same command late in his innings that he had earlier in the season. I mean, he's starting to miss his spots a little bit. Today, the Mets didn't completely make him pay for it, but I mean, in that 6th inning, he puts 2 guys on for free. Free 90s always coming back to haunt you in this league. Starts the inning off with a walk, and then a fly out, and then another walk. So those 2 runners end up moving over to 2nd and 3rd on a Brett Beatty productive ground ball to the right side of the infield. And then after that, Vientos doubles and drives in the only 2 runs of the game for the Mets. But that was enough to top the Giants, because this offense, again, against the left-handed pitcher, cannot do anything. I mean, they were able to get some hits. Don't get me wrong. In this one, they had more hits than the Mets, 9 hits to the Mets 7. And this is something that's been happening pretty damn frequently post All-Star break, where the Giants will have just as many hits or even out-hit their opponent, yet score less runs. And that's a matter of clutch hitting. The Giants have not been able to do this well all year long. Runners in scoring position was a massive issue for this team last year. Looked to be starting to get a little bit better this year at the beginning of the season, but at this point, it just feels like we've teleported right back to last year's team with an 0-for-8 day with runners in scoring position. Again, 8 runners left on base. And the Giants grounded into a double play in this one. Just very, very frustrating the way that the Giants have been going lately. If the pitching is there, the offense is not. If the offense is there, the pitching is not. They cannot put all of it together in a single game. But they got close there in that 9th inning. I mean, this is why you start to generate some momentum pre-9th inning, because the Giants, prior to that 9th inning, seemed like they were just going down 1-2-3, 1-2-3, basically every single inning. They had like more than 9 consecutive outs in this one. It was just really bad. I think they had 11 consecutive outs at one point before Jung Hoo Lee steps into the box in the 9th inning and comes so unbelievably close to tying this one up with a home run to right field. He smashed that ball, and it would have been a home run in every single stadium except for Oracle Park. 29 out of 30. That's got to just be a gut punch. And he did have a very good game today. Jung Hoo Lee did, and this is something that we've talked about a lot lately. Is Jung Hoo Lee's struggles have been very, very impactful for this Giants team, because he's the guy who's supposed to be setting the table for everything. He's supposed to be your everyday leadoff hitter instead of the Giants kind of just scrambling around at that first spot, putting Yaz there sometimes. Sometimes Ramos is in that first spot. But ultimately, if you could just get a productive Jung Hoo Lee every day, like the guy that we were getting at the beginning of the season who was hitting about 280 and just spraying base hits all over the place and stealing bags, like if you can have that guy at the top of the order again, it really would change things for the Giants. I mean, today, he did very, very well. And this is like a little taste of what you could see from him going forward. And that double that he smashed in the 9th inning, by the way, 106.3 miles an hour off the bat, 399 feet double. Bruce Bochy said it himself. If you hit the ball 400 feet, you should get a home run in Major League Baseball. Not this time for Jung Hoo Lee. So the Giants end up with that runner on second base, and they can't get him in, as was the story all night long with the Giants and runners in scoring position. However, Pat Bailey just got absolutely robbed as he lined one down the first baseline, and Pete Alonso, I did not know that he had bunnies like that, man. He got up, made that play, and snared that one to end this game. And just what a gut punch for the Giants. What a bad spot to be in coming out of the All-Star break. They, of course, got swept by the Blue Jays, and then you win the series against the Braves, but you did lose one of those games, and it is the Braves. And now you're looking at maybe a sweep against or being swept by the New York Mets. And this is just, the Giants barely hanging on to win one series, and it's against a team that's about 15 games under 500. That is not what we wanted to see from this team, which is supposed to be making a playoff push in the second half. Before we get too much further on down the road, we got to go ahead and give Jung Hoo Lee today's player of the game for his late game almost heroics and his overall very solid hitting in this game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And Jung Hoo Lee, 3 for 4 today, an RBI, and almost tied this one up on that swing in the 9th inning. I cannot remember the last time that Jung Hoo Lee had a 3-hit game or just even looked that good in the box. A lot of his swings looked a lot better today. We've talked a lot about how the swing just looked really broken in recent weeks. He was swinging through pitches that he should be hitting, swinging through fastballs that are right down the middle and not something that a Major League Baseball player shouldn't be able to handle velo-wise. When he's swinging through a 93 four-seamer that's literally right down the middle, that is a bad situation for a guy who's supposed to be all about that contact and that spray ability all over the yard. And so it's good to see Jung Hoo Lee start to do these things again. It's good to see him have a little bit of oomph in that bat and make that and barrel a ball up like that and make a solid piece of contact like he did in that 9th inning. I think those are all encouraging signs. But again, the Giants unable to put it all together at the same time. You can't get the hits with runners in scoring position when you get the bullpen pitching well and the starting pitching limiting the runs by the opponent to at least 3 or less. Robbie Ray today did have some ups and downs. We'll talk about his day a little bit later on in the show. And we also got to give you today's turning point and what you'll be talking about after this one. All of that and more coming up next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is sponsored by Gametime. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to the ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. It's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without all that stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to the game with you. Gametime makes it all possible. Gametime makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually go down the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. And with the Pirates coming to town, You're not going to get Paul Skeens, but you'll hopefully get some Giants wins. The Pirates coming up next for the Giants after this Mets series. They got one more against these Mets. So if you're trying to get some last-minute tickets, maybe utilize some of these last-minute deals on Gametime, you can still get some tickets for tomorrow's game, the Lucille Funko Pop giveaway, Lucille Hall of Fame induction tomorrow. So make sure you're going early to the yard if you're going out to Oracle Park tomorrow. And with Gametime, of course, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And today's show is also sponsored by Gameday Hue. Let me restart. Today's episode is brought to you by Gameday Hue. In this hat that I'm wearing, I wish this was the Gameday Hue hat so I could show you guys just how cool they are. For just a sports fan in general like me, they really hit the mark, man. I mean, they're clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every single pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day and on the golf course or anywhere in between, hikes, you name it, man. You can wear this stuff every single day. It looks clean. It goes with anything, man. Like any outfit you have, like the solid colors, you don't got to worry about like a crazy logo clashing with anything. They really go with any fit that you can possibly throw on. And right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's GamedayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals. So now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com, code MLB15. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today the Giants just couldn't get it done. I mean, this is kind of what we've seen from this team so far in the second half. They can't seem to put it all together in one single game. Like, you'll get one game where the pitching's good and the offense disappears. You'll get another game where the offense looks great and the pitching is I mean, I guess the one game that you can kind of point to was that shutout 9-0 win that the Giants had, or I think the Braves actually ended up scoring in that one. My slightly concussed brain is not remembering very well right now, but I do remember Justin Verlander did not give up any runs in that start, even though he was a little bit lackluster, and that's kind of the same vibe I got from Robbie Ray tonight, even though he limited the runs for the Mets in this one, and he looked okay early on. He looked pretty decent early on. Still took him a lot of pitches to get through 5 2/3 innings, 102 pitches, and this is not what we saw from Robbie Ray earlier in the season. Only 63 strikes of the 102 pitches. It's not terrible, but that's not as many strikes as I would like to see him throw for that number of pitches. I mean, today, Robbie Ray, again, he avoided giving up the big hit until he gave up that double to Mark Vientos in that sixth inning. I thought that sending him back out there for that sixth inning was a little bit of a risk by Bob Melvin. But at this point, what are you going to do? I mean, you kind of need your starters to go a little bit, knowing that you got a potential bullpen game on deck tomorrow. It's supposed to be Kaiwei Tang is what I'm hearing to start in place of Hayden Birdsong's turn in the rotation. So you needed your bullpen arms to have the stamina to go tomorrow. You didn't want to throw a bunch of different guys today. And the Giants still end up needing several bullpen arms to get through this one. They used Ryan Walker, Joey Lucchesi, Tyler Rogers, and Randy Rodriguez to get through this. So you still end up throwing 4 arms out of the pen. That's definitely more than they wanted to have to use today. But Robbie Ray, ultimately, the fastball, not terrible. I mean, 23% whiff rate. Used 43 of them today. It's 42% of his total pitches that he threw. The velo sitting right at about 93.9 miles an hour, just slightly above his 93.6 mile an hour yearly average, 93.9 miles an hour today. So everything looked great with the fastball for the most part. It's just that location, man. Like the longer that he goes into games, Robbie Ray at the beginning of the season seemed to get stronger, seemed to almost like get more velo, find more velo for that fastball as his day went on. I did not see that with Robbie Ray today. The fastball velo started to dip. I mean, his pitch usage, other than that, wasn't too bad. I mean, the slider was really the other one that he was the one of his secondary pitches that he was really utilizing today. 23 sliders today, also 23% of his pitches thrown. He didn't really utilize that changeup as much as he has been in recent weeks. And when that changeup is not going for Robbie Ray, it takes away something for him, because that was supposed to be, again, the kick change he developed from talking with Tarek Skubal during the offseason. And it's shown flashes this year, right? Like, we've seen moments where that changeup works really, really well for Robbie Ray, but ultimately he did not really have that same control over it today that we've seen him have when it's actually working for him. So, I mean, on the season, the changeup, 226 batting average against, not his best pitch, but not his worst pitch either. So Robbie Ray, in this one, I really did think that he showed some good stuff and some bad stuff as well. And I've expressed concern about Robbie Ray going forward, because, I mean, we haven't seen him pitch a full season post Tommy John. We don't know if this guy is going to be able to continue to do this. You've got to capitalize on every single start where he's able to leave you with 2 runs or less. I mean, I feel like the Giants need to win every single one of those types of games if they're going to be successful in the second half of the season, which so far they absolutely have not been. And also, it's worth noting, the Giants lose again, another game to a lefty starting pitcher, and they're now 10-17 on the season against, or 10-18, excuse me, against left-handed starting pitchers. It just really bad. And the Giants also just in general, like, falling behind in another home series to start. You're 9-9 you're 9-7 in 2 in road series, and you're 8-6-1 in home series now. So the Giants' road record looking just as okay, average, as their home record right now. And again, if you're a playoff team, you got to be able to beat these other playoff teams, and you definitely have to be able to win some games at home and get a little home cooking going. That's pretty much the universal similarity with all playoff teams, is they're going to beat the teams that they should beat. They're going to play better at home than they play on the road slightly, and they're going to play other top teams competitively. And right now, Giants aren't really doing much of any of those things. And while they're not completely out of the race, I mean, we still got plenty of time in the season, 2 months left basically in the MLB season. That's plenty of time for the Giants to get into the wild card, at least overtake that third wild card spot from the Padres. And who knows? It's the Padres. They collapse at the end of the year quite often. Like, we have seen that same Padres team with that same core just kind of lose steam in the second half of the year many, many, many times, the same way that this Giants team seems to be losing steam in the second half right now. I don't think it's out of the question for the Giants to continue to make a push for the playoffs, but how will they do it? That's what you're going to be talking about after this one.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And what you'll be talking about going forward is that the Giants really, really, really need this Pirates series that's coming up on deck. I know that they got one more against this Mets team, but the Giants, you still have one of the easier strengths of schedules in all of Major League Baseball in the second half of the season. I think for the whole totality of the second half of the season, the Giants' strength of schedule was like 22nd of all Major League Baseball teams. So not a super tough schedule by any stretch of the imagination. You got a lot of teams like the Braves, like the Pirates, like the Rockies you're going to be playing a lot in the second half. So beat up on those teams. Beat the teams that you should beat and control what you can control. Because right now the Giants, you're kind of just hoping for them to tread water a little bit through this time while you got Landon Roop going on the IL. You got Logan Webb hitting a rough spot in the season. You got Birdsong down to AAA. You got Verlander doing, just old guy things. You got to figure out a way to tread water until Hayden Birdsong can hopefully figure it out, come back and maybe give you something, until Landon Roop can come off that 15-day IL and maybe give you something when he comes back. You got to hope that maybe Kai-Wei Tang looks really good, at least better than what he did when he came up last time in the Gabe Kapler regime, and he did not really, strike confidence in the hearts of Giants fans with his outings. There's a lot that needs to go right for the Giants to make the playoffs, but it's not so much that it's completely impossible for this team to do it. I'm not completely out on the Giants making the postseason, but man, it is going to be tough for this team to get through this stretch right now. The dog days of summer are really stressing this Giants team out and fan base out. And man, it just another really freezing game out at Oracle Park today. The fog was thick today in the city, and man, it's been like that all summer long. given this kind of gloomy vibe to the Giants while they're losing a bunch of games in the second half of the season just seems fitting. One of the coldest San Francisco summers in the last 50 years, and one of the coldest San Francisco summers for the San Francisco Giants in quite a while as well, with the lack of with the lack of run production in the second half. And when you did get run production, usually in the second half so far, the pitching just hasn't been there. So the Giants really struggling right now, but good news, the Mets are only here one more day, and then you get to play the Pittsburgh Pirates. And hopefully that can get you back on track. Winning cures all. We know this in all sports, but especially in a game like baseball where you have so many ups and downs in the season. All it takes is one or two wins, and it can put you right back on track. So hopefully the Giants will be able to do that against the Pirates coming up, and hopefully they can avoid the sweep tomorrow against the Mets in the third game of this series. I'll be getting out there to the park, and if you are, make sure, again, you're getting there early. Be in your seat by 3:30 is what the Giants are saying, to make sure that you can see the totality of the Lou Seal induction into the Mascot Hall of Fame. Should be a good time out at the yard, and I will be there soaking it all in. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.